So, with the recent release of the Fantastic Four First Step, which it's not doing as good as a normal Marvel movie, but it was still just about break even, give or take, sitting just under $500 million and will most likely break 500, give or take, maybe around 520. Marvel's year is basically over already. Unless you count Marvel Zombies, which is coming to Disney Plus October later this year, which is very close because we're nearly in September. And then we have Wonder Man coming out in December, which has a lot of potential, but no one really cares for Disney Plus shows. Let's be honest. Next year is looking great for obvious reasons. We have Daredevil Born Again season 2, predominantly coming in March, and then we have Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out at the end of July at the moment, but that is a Sony movie, Columbia Pictures. Why? Because Sony makes all the money for that movie realistically, and Marvel just gets the merchandise rights as they own that, and they take some of the production cost when it comes to the box office. Then we have Avengers Doomsday that's coming out at the end of next year in a very heavily slated year. So next year is going to be great for Marvel. So coming up very soon, we have Disney 23, August the 29th through to August the 31st, which essentially is next weekend. Now, why this is interesting is because it's Destination D23. It's a Disney-only event. And why I said out all I did in the prologue was to set the tone for this video. So what's going to happen at D23? It's not just for fans to attend. D23, it's more of organizations, businesses, partners of cinemas, of theater chains. So they need to essentially market and show what is coming up for Disney in the next year, so on and so forth. So we should, and rumors going around the interwebs is saying that we are going to get some kind of Avengers Doomsday sizzler reel. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be there because they need to market this movie. They need to secure theaters, promotions with a lot of various stuff. This stuff doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Now, it was reported at an advertising convention, they had a sizzler reel. Obviously, the CGI, the VFX, whichever way you want to call the special effects in this movies, obviously it's not going to be completed, but you got to understand, they've been shooting this movie since April. So the whole of April, let's say the end of April, May, June, July, August, right? Even if they've not been filming this movie concurrently all the way through that time, this movie's been in production over 4 months already. So they must have a decent amount of material, details, information, rumors going around the internet that Robert Downey Jr. himself is going to be appearing at this event, alongside obviously Kevin Feige will be there and a bunch of other people will be at this event. Pretty much everyone that's going to be at the movie will be at this event because they've done this previously for other movies in previous years. There's no point saying, but D23 is bigger than San Diego Comic-Con. Why? Because they weren't at San Diego Comic-Con, because they had nothing to show. Now, I know what some people may suggest in the comments. Yo, it's too early to show anything off. But this event is not for fans. It's for partners. It's for cinema chains. It's to promote the movie to investors, so on and so forth. So yes, this movie is over a year away, sure. And you may give me some conjecture. Yo, why aren't they going to do this for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Because that's a Sony movie. Yes, MCU, the Marvel Studios produce it, but it's a Sony movie. Sony makes, give or take, 65, 70% of the overall revenue for that movie goes back to Sony. I know with a new sharing arrangement, there is maybe 25, 30% apparently that goes to Marvel Studios, but they're not going to show off Spider-Man Brand New Day because it's a Sony movie. Sony owns Spider-Man, so I cannot see them showing Spider-Man off at that presentation at all. Now, there are rumors already that they will drop a full-fledged trailer towards the end of the year, and this makes sense. Why? Because Avengers Doomsday is Marvel's biggest movie they've ever released. Ever released. Bigger than Endgame, bigger than Infinity War. Biggest movie It's not going to have the standard 3 months marketing. It will have a full year marketing. So this movie's marketing already started when they did the chair announcement, announcing some of the characters and actors that are going to be in the movie. Now, this whole, oh, there's going to be a chair reveal on the 27th. Interesting that no one that reported this, including me, but I only briefly mentioned this apparent chair announcement. I didn't make full-fledged video about it or anything like that. Would fall just after that because this event takes place between the 29th and the 31st. And if they are going to reveal some more characters, stroke actors, why not better way than to bring Elizabeth Olsen on stage at D23, bring Chris Evans on stage, bring Hugh Jackman on stage, bring Ryan Reynolds on stage. They can really turn this D23 presentation because Marvel has a slot at this D23 presentation. It's the biggest movie they're going to be releasing in the next 2 years, except for Secret Wars, right? We know there's this release date for this movie coming out in 2027. Why not better way to reveal what this movie is going to be there? Because it's a Marvel untitled movie that comes up between Doomsday and obviously between Secret Wars. Now, I think it would make sense that it would be Doctor Strange 3, but it could be Thor 5, could be Black Panther 3. They're all in development. Although it's not public knowledge, they're all in development. Now, it makes the most sense because Strange started it all off, kinda, to make it Doctor Strange 3. At times run out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. There is more than enough time if they start shooting a movie early 2027. There is some kind of release date, but that doesn't mean this is going to hold and they may not release a movie then. It might just be there just to hold a release date, which would be very weird. But a lot of people are saying, yo, it's got to be Doctor Strange. It's got to be Thor 5. It's got to be Black Panther 3. Some people even have insinuated it's going to be the new X-Men, but that makes literally no sense. So they could reveal that. So Marvel could have a massive presence on stage to do what this secret project is. And also for Avengers Doomsday. They don't actually have to show much because they won't have much to show. But the fact that we got the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four movie that apparently was Robert Downey Jr., but I don't believe it was, because why wouldn't they show the face? That would have a much more impactful is reveal this secret project, bring Downey out, get him to introduce some kind of teaser or whatever it is, because the only other teaser we're really going to get for Avengers Doomsday will be the post-credit scene, the mid-credit scene, or something that takes place in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, if you think there's going to be no connection between Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday, you're why? Because we already know, I've covered this, that Sam Wilson's new Avengers teams are going to try to recruit Spider-Man inside Spider-Man Brand New Day. That information, although he's not a scooper, came from a friend of the channel, the Geeky Cast. He dropped that, and then some other scoopers basically repeated what he said, but he said it first. So outside of that, there's no strong connection towards Doomsday. So we know at some point in Spider-Man 4, if it's the post-credit scene, there'll be a huge teaser. Now, like I said, D23, fans attend, but it's not for fans. Press goes, influencers that attend, no idea why. I think influencers are pointless at events like this, but that's just my opinion. But it's mainly for partners and to show off what is coming up, because these investors have no idea outside of the announcement when they announced Doomsday back at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. So it's a very cool time to be a Marvel fan, even though we're in a content drought. Marvel Zombies later this year, Wonder Man, but next year there's lots, but they're filming Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday, and most likely can currently film in Secret Wars, which means there's a lot of content, a lot of information, a lot of rumors, a lot of theories, and a lot of stuff to cover in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is great. But also, let me know down below, do you think they're going to drop some kind of scissor reel? And even if they do drop a scissor reel, it's only going to be for the people that attend D23. Sadly, your boy Warstu won't be there. But also, are they going to drop this secret movie? Because they're going to have to start shooting it at some point very soon, early 2026. But movies only take 3 months to shoot, so they could really shoot it in the middle of next year, and it could still make a 2027 release date. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the blue face behind the blue voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuJ. And also follow us on TikTok. Yeah, I know I rinsed TikTok, but I've started a TikTok, WWarstu, because someone stole the Warstu handle, obviously because I didn't make it fast enough. But that's today's Marvel update to do with Doomsday and to do with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Don't expect anything. Maybe Feige might mention that it's in production. Can't see him dropping anything because that's more of a Sony thing. It's not really a Marvel thing because they don't own the IP. So like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.